The Ukrainian Air Force has been asking for Western-made fighter jets, especially the American F-16, to counter the Russian air threat. However, the U.S. and its allies have been hesitant to grant this request, and only Poland and the Netherlands have hinted that they might transfer some of their F-16s to Ukraine. Why is that? There are several reasons for this reluctance. First of all, there is the problem of Russia's advanced air defense systems, which cover the skies over the front lines with multiple layers of surface-to-air missiles. These surface-to-air missiles can shoot down Ukrainian jets and helicopters from long distances and at different altitudes, making it very risky for any aircraft to operate in the area. The U.S. has supplied Ukraine with some anti-radiation missiles that can target the surface-to-air missiles' radars. But these are not very effective, as the surface-to-air missiles crews can turn off their radars or reposition their vehicles to avoid being hit. Secondly, there is the concern that providing Ukraine with Western fighter jets could escalate the conflict and provoke Russia even more. Russia has already accused the West of interfering in its near abroad and supporting a fascist regime in Kiev. If Ukraine were to receive F-16 or other advanced combat aircraft, Russia could see this as a direct threat to its security and sovereignty and respond with more aggression or even nuclear blackmail. The West does not want to risk a wider war with Russia over Ukraine, which is not a NATO member and does not have a formal security guarantee from the U.S. or its allies. Thirdly, there is the issue of compatibility and feasibility. Ukraine's Air Force is largely based on Soviet-era equipment and infrastructure, which are not compatible with Western standards and systems. To integrate Western fighter jets into Ukraine's Air Force, it would require a lot of training, maintenance, logistics, and communication support, which would take time and resources that are scarce in a war situation. Moreover, it is not clear if Ukraine has the pilots and personnel who can operate and maintain Western fighter jets effectively and safely. There is also the risk that some of these jets could fall into Russian hands if they are shot down or captured, which would compromise their technology and secrets. How does Russia respond to Western assistance to Ukraine? Russia has learned from its past military interventions that the West is unlikely to intervene directly in a conflict that does not involve NATO members or vital interests. Putin has calculated that Western sanctions are a price worth paying for achieving his strategic goals in Ukraine. He has also tried to undermine Western unity by appealing to some European countries that have economic or political ties with Russia. Russia has also used propaganda and disinformation to portray itself as a victim of Western aggression and interference, while accusing Ukraine of being a puppet of NATO and violating human rights. Russia has shown no sign of willingness to negotiate a peaceful solution or respect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Therefore, while it is understandable that Ukraine wants to have Western fighter jets to defend itself against Russia's air power, it is also clear that there are many obstacles and challenges that prevent the West from providing them. The West has instead opted for other forms of assistance, such as intelligence, sanctions, diplomacy, and humanitarian aid. However, these may not be enough to deter Russia from continuing its aggression or to help Ukraine achieve peace and security on its own terms.